Hi everyone! Over 4,500 years ago, built by human hands, this 147-meter-tall pyramid, constructed from massive stone blocks, continues to captivate millions of people and remains one of the world's most remarkable architectural wonders. Imagine a civilization so advanced that it built massive pyramids, developed one of the world's earliest writing systems, and ruled for over 3,000 years. A land where powerful pharaohs were considered gods, where magnificent temples rose from the desert sands, and where beliefs about life after death shaped an entire culture. This is the story of ancient Egypt, one of the greatest civilizations in human history. Stretching along the fertile banks of the Nile River in northeastern Africa, ancient Egypt transformed a harsh desert environment into a thriving kingdom that influenced the world for thousands of years. Today, in this video, we'll explore the rise, glory, and eventual decline of ancient Egypt, uncovering the secrets of its rulers, monuments, religion, and daily life. Let's journey back more than 5,000 years to the beginning of one of humanity's most fascinating civilizations. Ancient Egypt would never have existed without the Nile River. The Nile is the longest river in the world, stretching over 6,600 kilometers. Every year, it flooded its banks, leaving behind rich, fertile soil. This natural cycle allowed farmers to grow crops in an otherwise dry and unforgiving desert landscape. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus famously called Egypt the gift of the Nile. Thanks to the river, Egyptians could grow wheat, barley, vegetables, and fruits. Surplus food meant that not everyone had to farm. Some people became craftsmen, builders, priests, soldiers, and government officials. Over time, small farming villages developed into prosperous communities. These communities eventually united, laying the foundation for one of history's greatest civilizations. Around 3100 BCE, Egypt was divided into two regions, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. According to historical records, a ruler known as King Narmer, sometimes called Menes, united the two lands under a single crown. This event marked the beginning of ancient Egypt's dynastic period. Narmer established a centralized government and became the first pharaoh of a unified Egypt. The pharaoh was not just a king, he was considered a divine ruler chosen by the gods. The unification brought stability, allowing Egypt to flourish economically, culturally, and politically. One of the most famous periods in Egyptian history is the Old Kingdom, often called the Age of the Pyramids. During this era, pharaohs demonstrated their power by constructing enormous monuments that still amaze people today. The first major pyramid was built for Pharaoh Djoser around 2670 BCE. Designed by the architect Imhotep, it was known as the Step Pyramid of Saqqara. But the most famous pyramids were built later at Giza. The Great Pyramid of Pharaoh Khufu is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and the only one still standing today. For centuries, people wondered how these massive structures were built. Modern research suggests that thousands of skilled workers, engineers, and laborers worked together using ramps, tools, and careful planning. Contrary to popular myths, the pyramids were not built by slaves, but by paid workers who lived in nearby communities. These pyramids served as royal tombs, designed to help pharaohs journey safely into the afterlife. Even after more than 4,500 years, the pyramids remain symbols of human ingenuity and determination. Religion was at the center of Egyptian life. The Egyptians worshipped hundreds of gods and goddesses, each associated with different aspects of nature and daily life. Ra was the sun god and one of the most important deities. Osiris was the god of the afterlife. Isis represented motherhood and magic, while Horus was associated with kingship and protection. The Egyptians believed strongly in life after death. They thought that when a person died, their soul continued its journey into another world. To ensure success in the afterlife, bodies were carefully preserved through a process called mummification. During mummification, internal organs were removed, and the body was treated with natural salts before being wrapped in linen. Important possessions, food, jewelry, and even furniture were placed inside tombs because Egyptians believed these items would be needed in the next life. One of the most famous burial discoveries was the tomb of Tutankhamun, found nearly intact in 1922. The treasures inside provided incredible insight into ancient Egyptian culture. The Middle Kingdom, a golden age. After periods of political instability, Egypt entered the Middle Kingdom around 2050 BCE. This era is often considered a golden age of literature, art, and architecture. Trade expanded across Africa and the Middle East. Large construction projects improved irrigation systems and increased agricultural productivity. Egyptian writers produced stories, poetry, and wisdom texts that are still studied today. The government became more organized, and the kingdom enjoyed centuries of relative prosperity. However, this period eventually ended when foreign groups known as the Hyksos invaded northern Egypt. The Hyksos introduced new technologies, including horse-drawn chariots and advanced weapons. Although the invasion was disruptive, it ultimately encouraged the Egyptians to modernize their military. Around 1550 BCE, Egyptian rulers drove out the Hyksos and established the new kingdom. This was the most powerful and wealthy period in Egyptian history. Egypt expanded its territory into parts of modern-day Sudan, Israel, Syria, and Lebanon. The pharaohs of the new kingdom became legendary figures. One of the most remarkable was Queen Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs in Egyptian history. Hatshepsut focused on trade and economic growth rather than warfare. Under her rule, Egypt became richer and more prosperous. Another famous ruler was Akhenaten. He attempted a radical religious reform by promoting the worship of a single god called Aten. This was a dramatic departure from traditional Egyptian beliefs. However, after his death, Egypt returned to its traditional religion. Perhaps no pharaoh is more famous today than Tutankhamun. He became king at around 9 years old and ruled for only about a decade before dying unexpectedly. Although his reign was relatively unremarkable, his fame comes from the discovery of his tomb. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered Tutankhamun's nearly untouched burial chamber in the Valley of the Kings. Inside were more than 5,000 artifacts, including the iconic golden death mask that has become one of the most recognizable symbols of ancient Egypt. The discovery captured the world's imagination and sparked renewed interest in Egyptian history. Another extraordinary ruler was Ramses II, often called Ramses the Great. He ruled for approximately 66 years and oversaw one of Egypt's most successful periods. Ramses led military campaigns, signed one of the world's earliest known peace treaties, and commissioned massive construction projects. Among his greatest achievements was the magnificent temple complex of Abu Simbel. Huge statues of Ramses were carved directly into the mountainside, demonstrating his power and influence. Many historians consider Ramses II the greatest pharaoh of ancient Egypt. While pharaohs and pyramids dominate history books, ordinary people formed the backbone of Egyptian society. Most Egyptians were farmers who worked along the Nile. Their daily lives revolved around planting, harvesting, and caring for livestock. Children attended school if their families could afford it. Scribes were highly respected because they could read and write hieroglyphics. Women in Egypt enjoyed more rights than women in many other ancient societies. They could own property, run businesses, and even initiate divorce. Egyptians also enjoyed music, dancing, board games, festivals, and sports. Their homes were typically made from mud bricks, helping keep interiors cool during the hot desert climate. Despite living thousands of years ago, many aspects of their daily lives seem surprisingly familiar. One of ancient Egypt's greatest contributions was its writing system. Known as hieroglyphics, it used symbols and pictures to represent sounds, words, and ideas. Hieroglyphics were carved into monuments and written on papyrus, an early form of paper made from reeds growing along the Nile. Egyptians made significant advances in mathematics, astronomy, engineering, and medicine. Their knowledge helped them construct massive buildings, create accurate calendars, and perform medical treatments that were advanced for their time. Much of what we know about Egypt today comes from inscriptions preserved on temple walls, tombs, and ancient scrolls. No civilization lasts forever. After centuries of greatness, Egypt faced increasing challenges. Foreign invasions, political struggles, economic difficulties, and internal conflicts weakened the kingdom. The Assyrians invaded in the 7th century BCE, followed by the Persians. In 332 BCE, Egypt was conquered by Alexander the Great. After Alexander's death, his general Ptolemy established a new ruling dynasty. The most famous ruler of this period was Cleopatra VII. Cleopatra was intelligent, ambitious, and politically skilled. She sought to preserve Egypt's independence through alliances with powerful Roman leaders. However, after her defeat in 30 BCE, Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. This event marked the end of ancient Egypt as an independent civilization. Although ancient Egypt disappeared thousands of years ago, its legacy remains everywhere. Its architecture continues to inspire modern engineers and architects. Its advances in mathematics, medicine, and writing influenced later civilizations. The mysteries of its pyramids, temples, and tombs continue to attract millions of visitors every year. Even today, researchers are making new discoveries beneath the sands of Egypt, revealing more about this incredible civilization. Ancient Egypt reminds us of humanity's ability to create, innovate, and leave a lasting mark on history. From the fertile banks of the Nile to the towering pyramids of Giza, ancient Egypt stands as one of the most remarkable civilizations ever known. For more than 3,000 years, its people built monuments that defied time, developed groundbreaking knowledge, and created a culture that continues to fascinate the world. Their story is not just the history of a single nation, it is a chapter in the story of human civilization itself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through ancient Egypt, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends who love history. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of our world.